Hello everyone, I'm Sean.
This is who?
We're the Courageour Frights, back once again for another movie review.
Yes.
This time we went back in time to the 1980s.
Yes.
And we saw a new comedy in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't been a thing people have said in a long time.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, comedies is like not a thing anymore.
Yeah. So we watched The Naked Gun, the new one, the new version. So this stars Liam Neeson as Leslie Nielsen's son, Frank Drebin Jr.
Yeah. Which kind of was a legacy sequel, which actually did happen in the third movie.
Yes. Frank Jr. was in the third film, 33 1/3, The Final Insult.
Yes.
And he was born what appeared to be a 40-year-old man when he came out, so I think this is probably accurate.
Yeah.
Because I think his character's supposed to be 32 or something in this, given his references to things from the late 90s and early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And also stars Pamela Anderson, who's kind of playing the Priscilla Presley character from the original. And this is directed by Akiva Schaffer from The Lonely Island. I'm a big fan of Lonely Island. I think they're one of the funnier groups that have come out in recent years, although they're probably like 20 years old at this point.
Yeah, I know.
The band is. Weird Al's in this.
Yeah, Weird Al's in it, so he has all the comedy, like,
continuing
singers.
the tradition. Weird Al's actually in all the Naked Gun films, so that kind of...
is he?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
he was in all of them. He's usually just referenced somewhere. He's like in each one for a few seconds, just like this one. So that continues a tradition throughout the Naked Gun legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty straightforward cop comedy. I mean, if you've seen the other Naked Guns, it's more of the same, which is fantastic because we haven't had a film like this in a very long time.
Yeah, this one they don't really make movies like this like they used to.
Right. When I first heard about this, I was kind of worried about it. I think we made fun of it on our news thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, the whole premise of this movie is probably just that Liam Neeson sounds like Leslie Nielsen. And I don't know if that's a good enough place to start for making a movie, but apparently it was. It was just the first of many jokes.
Yeah.
I think. And Liam Neeson's kind of like Leslie Nielsen anyway, because he actually has a history of comedy and people don't realize it. Mm-hmm. So he's worked with Seth MacFarlane several times, who Seth's one of the producers of this film. And he worked with him on, I think he was in Ted, and I think they did a Western comedy. It was like A Million Ways to Die in the West or something, and Liam Neeson was in that as well. So this isn't his first comedy. Mm-hmm. And so that's like Leslie Nielsen, because when Leslie Nielsen was kind of discovered as a comedic actor in Airplane, which was directed by the same people who did the Naked Gun movies, that was his first comedy, but he had been an actor for like 30 years at that point.
I think wasn't he like more like a serious like drama actor?
Right. He was in things like Forbidden Planet, and he was in like Swamp Fox and all these other things before that. But he wasn't a known comedian. And then they discovered that he had this like kind of penchant for comedy, and then after Airplane, he ended up doing a bunch of movies with the Zucker brothers, who directed Naked Gun and all that sort of thing, and that became his whole career. Now, I don't know if the same thing's going to happen with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I think Liam Neeson's, I don't want to say a little bit more well-known, but...
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of stuff, like especially action and stuff like that. So.
Right, but he did say he's 73, so I feel like he's trying to move away from the action. So this could be a venue for him to continue doing stuff.
Yeah, so he has almost like the same type of what they call presentation, where it's kind of like the dry humor. It's kind of like not supposed to, he says things that aren't supposed to be funny or like literal. Yeah, it's like very literal when he talks. It's kind of like does the same thing as.
But the style of comedy here is basically the same as the originals. You have the character of Frank Drebin, who basically takes everything literally. Yeah, and the humor comes from a combination of slapstick, puns, word humor, visual comedy. There's a lot of sight gags. Yeah. Things going on in the background, stuff like that. I feel like this is one of those movies that you're probably going to get something from it for multiple rewatches. Because there's probably all kinds of wacky stuff happening behind people.
Like the credits have like a bunch of jokes in it.
Yeah,
so if you watch the credits, you want to go, because there's a lot of jokes in it.
Yeah, I would stay through the credits because there's humor, there's jokes in the credit. There's a post-credit scene with Weird Al. It's kind of funny. So, like, definitely stick through the credits. I would highly recommend this film, especially if you like classic comedies. I kind of grew up with 80s comedies, specifically Leslie Nielsen. So I think my favorite comedies of all time are things like Airplane and the original Naked Gun and all that. So this is very much in that style. And once I realized that Akiva was the one directing it, I felt like there was a chance that this could work, and I think it did.
Yeah, Akiva definitely, whoever did the writing did a...
He was one of the writers, but there was two others.
Yeah, they definitely did their homework when they did this movie, because it does fall very well with the Legacy sequel.
Right. The one thing I do want to point out is that apparently David Zucker was mad about this movie because he wasn't consulted or anything, which that's a studio problem. Yeah. That's on Paramount. So, but I wouldn't necessarily say that should push you away from the film. Just know that the Zuckers weren't actually involved in this, but it feels like they were, because they emulated their humor so much.
Yeah.
So, I hope if they make another one, they actually bring them on board as well. So, we'll see what happens with this.
I don't know if they didn't do too well in the box office, but the word of mouth seemed like it's pretty good, because when we went to the theater today, normally we watch movies, there's like one person there.
It was pretty packed.
Yeah, today was actually pretty busy.
And I think nobody was like belly laughing in there, but most people were getting a chuckle or something. Yeah. It seemed like the audience was alive.
Yeah.
Which is a rare thing.
Yeah. Most people were just like Stonewall and just watching movie, that's it.
Or they get up and leave like 20 minutes in.
Yeah. Actually, that's been happening quite a bit. People just leave.
Yeah.
It's like, you pay money for that.
I don't understand that. I've never walked out in a movie, because it's like, you're still paying money for it.
I mean, even like the bad ones, like the Predator or whatever.
Well, especially if you see it with another person, then you can make fun of it. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like it's still not a loss. But anyway, I would highly recommend checking this one out. I don't think we're really going to go into spoilers too much. Just know that it is that kind of classic 80s style comedy. You have a joke every 10 seconds. So if you don't like one joke, stick around, because you might like the next one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. There's a lot of variety humor. I feel like it works because it doesn't really date itself to the time that it came out, which I think that's a problem with comedy. And I feel like this genre was doing that towards the end, and that's why they kind of pulled them from theaters.
Yeah, especially nowadays. At least the comedies I've seen recently, they do a lot of dating and stuff like that. And it's like, that's not going to last. That comedy's not going to last. Once whatever happens is gone.
Right, it's hard to reference, like, I don't know, talking about the Hawk-Tuah girl or something, and they expect your joke to last decades from now. It doesn't really work. Whereas this film, there are references, but there's like maybe 4 references the entire film. Yeah. And those are references from stuff from the 90s or the early 2000s that people still talk about today. So it's something that is a reference, but it's lasted at least 20 years. So there's a good chance that will be a pop culture thing that'll last forever. In a weird way, it reminded me of Beetlejuice in the sense that all the references are from like decades ago. And it made it feel not dated, because you're not talking about current events that may or may not survive the test of time. But this limits itself to only a few references. The vast majority of the humor is puns and wordplay.
Yeah, which is like a lot from the original movies.
Right, which, I mean, that's always relevant, unless the English language changes so drastically that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, comedic taste has changed.
Yeah.
Like people just become humorless robots or something.
Which is entirely a possibility.
Yeah, that could be possible.
And it does that in a lot of sight gags. That sort of thing. Like, you even see it on the poster here.
Yeah.
It says, look out for crime, he's fully armed or whatever, and he's got, like, all these hands all over him.
Yeah.
So, it's like a lot of that crap. So, if you think that's funny, then you will enjoy this. I personally do think it's funny. That sort of humor goes back to, like, the Three Stooges and before, so...
I like stuff like Dumb and Dumber and stuff like that, which... They have a lot of smart humor, and I do like that type of humor.
Yeah.
That's like, I think it's Farley Brothers, or someone who, I forgot, or Conan Brothers, someone made, I can't remember who made Dumb and Dumber, but it has that kind of same type of humor.
Yeah, and this is coming from the humor of, like, Abrahams and the Zuckers and stuff, and that's the type of humor I grew up with. I grew up with basically this stuff and the Three Stooges and Looney Tunes and all that. It's all very similar.
Yeah.
So I think that combination works. I really hope this does well. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's only at $16 million or something for the weekend on a $42 million budget.
According to Wikipedia, right now, at least today's Sunday, 8/3/2025. It's $28.5 million.
Oh, that's actually way higher.
Yeah, so it's about half of what the actual budget was.
It might do well then.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the international figure came in or something.
Yeah, because I know like I said, I always judge things based on our theater. Like, it was pretty packed, so
yeah.
Like, okay, so maybe people might actually go watch it.
It was the most people I've seen other than Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, when I went the first time without you, it was totally packed. There wasn't a seat left.
Yeah.
This wasn't fully packed, but it was like maybe 10 seats left.
And I think it's probably because some people didn't know this movie came out.
Yeah.
Which, I guess that's based on marketing, though. Like, that's the problem with some marketing, though.
Yeah, and I feel like it's hard to market for that because we've been to the theater almost every week.
Yeah.
I've seen a trailer for this movie, like almost every movie we've seen. So, like, if you don't go to the theater, then how are you going to know?
Yeah, how are you going to know?
That's on you. Because it's a little hard to market for something when people don't go to the theater or watch TV
or watch YouTube or something.
Yeah, or they use an ad blocker.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
So it's like, you can't really blame the marketing if you ad block everything and don't go to the theater.
Actually, thinking about it, probably is one reason why movies aren't as popular, because...
Well, nobody knows about it. Yeah, that's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's not specific to this. But I hope this does well. I know we're supposed to get another scary movie at some point, and I don't know. That's a franchise that began with the Wayans brothers, and then it ended up with the Zucker brothers. So
did they actually do that one? I didn't realize it.
Yeah, they did 3 and 4 and maybe 5. I don't know. But it shifted to them, which is why Leslie Nielsen started appearing in the third one. Yeah. Hopefully that continues with stuff like this. We're also getting not Blazing Saddles too. That I don't know if that would work. We're getting Spaceballs too.
Yeah, that's right. Spaceballs 2 is coming out too.
Which Mel Brooks is involved as a producer, and he's supposed to be in there as his character Yogurt again. But I think he's almost 100 now, so
yeah, he's got to be up there in age.
Yeah, he's like outlived his whole cast. I think that he used. So now that we've got a return to this style of comedy, I think we can kind of wrap up this review, but I was just going to ask the audience here, if we have one, what kind of movies would you like to see more of these, and what kind of franchises would you like to see return from that era of comedy? I think we're leaning more towards that again, so hopefully audiences are open to that.
Yeah, because it's like one of the type of comedy, I think they're trying to be a little more safe. I guess you could say, not really trying to, because there was a time in the 2000s, it was kind of I don't know what they call it. It wasn't really raunchy comedy, but it was very,
There was a lot of raunchy comedy.
That came out of the 2000s.
The 2000s,
Superbad.
Well, I mean, it came out of the 80s.
Yeah, that was the 80s.
You had, Porky's and all that, yeah.
But it felt like, to me, comedy felt like it was more... I don't know, it wasn't for, everyone, I guess you could say.
Right. These type of comedies try to appeal to a wider audience.
Yeah, appealing to wider, because that more you had a specific audience it was targeting.
Yeah.
These ones more you can kind of watch it and be like, oh, that's pretty fun.
There's a variety of humor, that type of thing, and there's a constant joke going all the time. So
you have stuff that's appealing to certain groups, but majority of the movie is not that.
Right.
But
so I think that's basically about it. It's hard to do any kind of spoilers with things like this because the plot's kind of secondary to the jokes. And if you start talking about the jokes, you ruin them for people that haven't seen it. So you could also, I guess, in the comments below, tell us what your favorite joke was or what have you. What you liked about the movie. Or if you didn't like it, tell us why. Yeah. Be curious to know, because I personally feel this is very similar to the originals.
I do agree with that.
So I, again, would highly recommend it. So I think if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more like this in the future. And you too could feel the strength welling within. See ya.